Greetings YouTube, we are about 5 minutes away from the next episode of Doctor Who, episode 2, and this one is called The Ghost Monument. Yes, I just had to check the name of it on my computer, and we're looking forward to this. Not so focused completely on Jodie Whittaker this time. Gonna see what else the actual episode has to share with us. The monster design in the first episode was pretty good. I did like it. I was too focused on Jodie Whittaker at the time. I'm going to try not to be so fixated on her this time round. Wow, that intro was incredibly trippy. It's like one of Doctor Strange's ink blots. And you know the tent in the middle of the desert? For a moment I thought we were going to revisit The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, one of Sylvester McCoy's stories, but it isn't that. I was a teensy bit disappointed, to be honest. And no spoilers, but the things that happened in the first episode, they try to sort of continue the general theme of family. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I'm being deliberately vague. But they kind of continue that discussion in this episode with the two new characters who have showed up in the spaceships that rescued them in the first place. And those two have very different viewpoints on how that works. One thinks family is important and the other one thinks it's irrelevant is the wrong word. Irritation, not the done thing. He doesn't like the idea of relying on other people. Never rely on other people is his motto. In that sense, this does feel like a part 2 to the first episode, but from the ending of this episode, I don't think they're going to make a habit out of that. They're not going to end every single episode with a cliffhanger and have them all follow on. No, this is just like sort of not picking up loose ends, but just making sure that they didn't leave the things that happened in the first episode hanging. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. And I think the last time I even heard the Doctor reference Venusian Aikido was back in John Pertwee's era. That I was not expecting. Ages and ages back, I did a video on Jodie Whittaker's outfit when the first pictures emerged of her outfit, and I said that one of the things I reckon she was doing is obviously a lot of running, but you know, she had the boots. I thought to myself she's going to be doing a lot of walking across heavy terrain, and yeah, this planet where they land on, it's desert mainly, or it looks like it anyway, and she's going up sand dunes. Yeah, I think she's going to do a lot more of that. And when the kid picks up the gun and runs outside, and then comes running back in, ah! Yeah, that was funny. And I agree with what other people were saying online, that Jodie Whittaker's performance is very much like a school teacher's. I don't mind. It's not a criticism. It's just an observation. But she's very stern with that guy. I kind of like it. All the Doctors have their own quirks. And after the creative monster design in the first episode, this episode they kind of said, I know, let's take the Stephen King approach and have them attacked by pieces of cloth. Okay. It was actually kind of funny. Pieces of cloth. And of course, in the first episode, we didn't get to see the TARDIS at all. In fact, didn't even appear even on the outside. End of this episode, the TARDIS shows up. Now, I have some notes. The first thing you see when you walk in the door, the camera is pointing at the door from the inside. So the first thing you see is this like hexagon panel on the walls, except the walls have like 3 layers to them. It's got this weird, someone's trying to be artistic. And I wasn't sure about that. And then we move into the main TARDIS area itself, and there are these like orange crystal columns going up and across at the top, forming arches, and then the console itself is in the middle, and fairly typical as far as the modern consoles are concerned. And then we've got the orange crystal in the middle, I think. It feels a bit cluttered, and I'm not quite sure about it, to be honest. I'm not exactly leaping for joy at the redesign. The previous Cluttered is exactly the word I'm looking for. The previous TARDISes never really felt that cluttered. I know that one of Matt Smith's TARDIS models was huge, and I think it was a bit unnecessarily huge. But this is the first one I felt like it's a bit small. But these columns feel like they're thicker, closer to the console, and they come right over it. And yeah, I feel like it's a bit claustrophobic, and I'm not quite sure if I like it. Maybe I'll get used to it, but at the moment I'm not enamored with it. Oh yeah, and Jodie Whittaker's finally actually running around doing her thing in a new outfit. And yeah, I like it. I like the... she's got like stripes on her top, hasn't she? And the colour of the coat, everything, it somewhat reminded me of a cross between David Tennant and Sylvester McCoy. It's like it's got David Tennant's long coat, but Sylvester McCoy's colour scheme, except not quite that bright and gaudy. Not quite. I like it. So that was episode 2. I agree with everyone else when I say that Jodie Whittaker... Everyone was saying that Jodie Whittaker wasn't particularly being stretched in the first episode, acting-wise. I don't think she's particularly been stretched in this episode either. But we have got about... what is it? I actually don't know how many episodes have gone. What is it, 10 or 12 probably, going on history? Anyhow, they've still got plenty of time to do something more... Not strenuous, that's not the word. Stretcher acting chops, I guess is a way of putting it. I don't know the right way of putting it, but they've got plenty of time to do more stuff with her. Anyway, I'm going to stop wittering now. Looking forward to episode 3 next Sunday. And yeah, like, dislike, comment, subscribe and share, all that jazz. See you next time.